Here's today's headlines with the Fox Morning Show.
On 107.9, The Fox.
Good morning, everyone.
You like spicy food?
I hate Mexican food.
Oh, well, in that case.
Today is Nacho Day.
You get a National Nacho Day. Who knew there was such a thing?
Sure like nachos. Problem is they're nacho.
Nacho!
Let's make nachos. Nachos.
Nacho, man.
Happy National Nachos Day.
It's showtime.
Sure.
All right. Yeah,
Dangerously close to Taco Tuesday, but hey, whatever.
Ooh, yeah. God, I love nachos.
I think I'd take nachos over tacos, and that's not easy to say.
Right. Well, I mean, you get the best of all the worlds when it comes to nachos.
You do. A taco is just a destroyed. A nacho is destroyed taco. That's
Pretty
basically
much.
what it is.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah.
But you get the melty cheese.
You get everything.
Yes.
And the guac.
Oh, man, I love
You
the
get a lot.
nachos.
Man, there's nothing wrong with putting everything on there.
Right?
Yep.
Steak, chicken,
Yep.
whatever.
You bet.
Everything.
Whatever you got.
Yeah.
Corn.
That's right.
Not cream corn. That's gross.
Ooh.
You just wrecked it.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Well, welcome to it. Thank God it's Nacho Day on a Monday. That makes it a little better. That Fox forecast, not too shabby. Cloudy, lower 40s today, tonight 20s. Tomorrow, again, back to the 40s with a slight chance of some rain. And by Wednesday, again, back to close to 50, man. So, fall's not over. Fall's not over.
I love it. I love her getting our fall back.
Checking out all the details anytime at 1079thefox.com. We've got 39 at 6:05.
Speaking of fall back, did you get your clocks all set around the house and stuff?
We did, yeah.
I set the car on the way in this morning.
You did? Yeah. See, now, that's odd because, see, my car automatically changes. My wife's doesn't, and I was actually kind of surprised. I don't know why. I guess maybe I've been spoiled with mine all these years.
I wake up Saturday morning, my alarm clock, our alarm clock in our room, is already changed. I'm like, what country does this clock think it's in? Where did this clock come from? It was like Friday night it changed.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
What?
Or what day does it think it is? What year does it think it is? Marge's like, we need a new clock.
It's thinking ahead.
Yeah, it's just working ahead, honey. That's all.
Yeah.
But we got a lot going on. Here's on the 6th day of November. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. Heads up, Tyson Foods is recalling about 30,000 pounds of chicken nuggets. So no actual chicken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just mostly chicken sponges and bouillon.
That's good.
But it's voluntarily pulling the nuggets. And it's the ones we find. There are bits of metal in it. It's the big bag of fully cooked but frozen breaded dinosaurs.
Oh.
Whenever the kids come over, man, they love those. With macaroni and cheese.
Oh.
Chef's kiss.
That's extra iron.
Well, yeah, they're easy to find with a metal detector in the dark. So the packaging includes a best used by date of September 4th, 2024. Those things are good for a year.
Wow.
Good to know.
Well, they're dinosaurs, Dave.
Yeah, well, they got metal in them. A Grand Forks man's been charged with animal neglect. Gary Edward Larson was charged Friday, November 3rd. He was charged with possession with intent to manufacture and deliver methamphetamine, a second offense of unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia and animal neglect. The animal neglect charge was a misdemeanor involving 13 dogs and cats. The other charges are considered felonies.
Those guys got a lot going on.
Yeah. Matthew Perry was laid to rest Friday in L.A. The 5 other friends were there. Meanwhile, the charity Matthew had planned to start in order to help people struggling with addictions also launched on Friday. That's kind of bittersweet, isn't it? Yeah. A guy in Massachusetts, I don't know how this missed the news after Halloween last week. He was handing out full rotisserie chickens to trick-or-treaters who stopped by his home, along with candy bars.
Hey.
Only 2 of his 20 trick-or-treaters took him up on the chicken.
Yeah, if I would have been there, I would have taken a chicken.
Sure, thanks, fella.
Yeah.
Be careful driving. Research shows there's a 6% chance, increase, in car crashes after daylight savings time ends.
I've heard that before, yeah.
It's also linked to an increase in heart attacks and strokes, and less sunlight means more seasonal affective disorder. So remember that. Yeah. Now you're caught up. There's your news for now.
Okay. Headlines brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards. Coming up this morning, your first keyword of the week to earn an extra paycheck, man, for $500 at 8:15. Make sure you're listening. And yes, the voice of the Bison. Bison, Sam Niederman, with his take on Saturday's game. What's next for our Bison? We'll discuss a little bit of that and your Vikings as well, coming up in sports next. What a day.
Time now for sports on 107.9 The Fox.
3rd and 4. Time. Catch! Brandon Powell! Touchdown Vikings! And they have the lead!
How is that possible? I still don't know.
Man,
what a day.
All I saw was a discombobulated team, but I saw a quarterback take over, man. The third one.
Yeah, so Josh Staub replaces our injured rookie quarterback, Jaron Hall, who had just 2 quick series, and then he was gone after a concussion. And Josh leads the Vikings to a comeback win. He didn't even know most of his teammates' names, man.
Nope. He was kind of used to that with Arizona.
Yeah, so the Vikings' victory, 31-28, but it wasn't all good. As dang it, we lost another key player due to an Achilles.
Yeah.
Cam Akers.
That's not good. Nope.
What's with the Achilles
I don't
now?
know what's with the. I don't know what's going on in the water, man.
Right? But they'll have to figure it out. But it seems like right now, anything we put out on the field is working. I've never seen this before. I don't understand. We're the Vikings. Right?
Yeah.
None of this stuff happens to us.
No, none of this stuff does happen to us. No, it happens. Yeah, I know. I completely feel like and so many of my friends are like, oh, it's just a lucky game. But, man, I don't know. I think a lot of people stepped up yesterday.
It was odd. I was frustrated at moments, like ready to turn it off. And then other moments I was giggling.
Yep.
And then other moments I was like, yeah.
I can't believe I had rewound a couple of moments. I was like, what?
I had emotions yesterday I didn't even know I had. It was just a roller coaster ride.
Man, and to end with a W, I almost just fast forwarded through the end so I could see. But I was like, no.
Right?
There's only 30 seconds left. I'm like, write it out. Let's let it happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the Vikings improved to 5-4 on the season. Of course,
4 in a row.
Yeah, 4 in a row. 5 of their last 6. And so they're very much in the thick of it all.
What are we, 7th seed right now?
Currently 7th seed and taking on the Saints.
I didn't see that coming, I'll tell you what, week 2.
No, if you would have told me, if you would have looked into the crystal ball and told me we're going to be without Kirk Cousins, we're going to be out Justin Jefferson, we're going to be out Christian Darrisaw, lose KJ Osborne, lose Cam Akers. I mean, I would have been like, how bad was it? How bad did we lose?
You didn't.
We did it. We won. Oh, my God. I
don't know.
So the Saints are up next. We got them at home this coming week. They beat the Bears yesterday, 24-17. Some other games yesterday from Germany. The Chiefs defeated the Dolphins 21-14. Hey, the Packers pounded the Rams 20-3. The Colts crushed Adam Thielen and the Panthers 27-13. Yesterday late, the Eagles edged the Cowboys 28-3. Boy, that game came down to inches.
That was a good game.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And last night on Sunday Night Football, the Bengals beat the Bills 24-18. Week 9 wraps up tonight on Monday Night Football with the Jets and the Chargers. We'll talk more about all that with Sam's 3 quick picks in the NFL coming up later this morning. Also, we'll be talking to Sam Niederman, the voice of the Bison, about our Saturday's game as the Jackrabbits, dang it, keep the Dakota marker with a 33-16 win over our Bison. Turnovers, of course, the number one reason for the loss.
Oof.
But there was a few other things we'll discuss.
That was hard to watch.
The good news, I got a text from our guy, our man on the streets. He simply, all he said was, mission accomplished.
Well, there's a glimmer of something that we got out of that weekend.
So, we've got a live jackrabbit. Don't know what we're going to do with it, but we'll talk with him later this week about it. Meanwhile, speaking of our Bison, hey, our men's basketball team tip-off tonight. They'll be at Western Michigan to start the season. That's in Kalamazoo. Coverage beginning at 5 p.m. with tip-off at 6 p.m. right here on your Bison Nation station. So looking forward to that season as well. That's your Fox Sports. That Fox forecast again today. Cloudy. High of 41. Tonight's low in the upper 20s. Tomorrow back to the lower 40s with a slight chance of rain. And by Wednesday, right around 50. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You bet. It's all there for you on the website, 1079thefox.com. We've got 39 at 6:17.
Coming up, everything you need to know about. You got to hear this. This funeral home scandal. You're not going to believe it till you hear it. That's coming up next.
Now here's the Fox Morning Show.
107.9 The Fox.
Everything kind of points to the idea that our mother was never actually cremated, and the ashes that we were given are either someone else's or not even human remains at all. And someone else told me that they look like quickcrete.
How about this?
Oh, my God.
So there's a funeral home in Colorado being accused of giving families fake ashes after cremation services.
What the?
At least one customer is even saying that instead of ashes, they were given quickcrete.
Yeah, that's the stuff you make cement with, right?
Yeah. You're going to pour a sidewalk or something.
Yeah.
The Nature Funeral Home. This gal's talking about how she believes she was never given her loved one's ashes, and she's not alone.
Why would they do that? Where's the benefit on their part? What are they doing with the bodies?
They didn't cremate it because it's expensive. You know, it's a lot of fuel to do that. You got to maintain some high temps for a while.
All right.
So there is a cost to it.
And substituting them with quickcrete.
One little dropper of water and mix them up, and the reaction, it looked very, very similar in little pasty consistency and everything. And then when it dried into little tiny little rocks.
Is it possible they were selling body parts, Dave?
Well, what I found is they've discovered 189 decaying bodies. So not these bodies they weren't selling unless they were going to rot them down to skeletons, but it doesn't sound like it. They're trying to hide these guys. Unattended bodies, left to decay, rows of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's just...
John and Carrie Halford, owners of the Colorado Funeral Home. Unbelievable.
But why, right? Why?
Well, they don't have to pay for the cremations. They don't have to put any of that money on. They just take the money for it.
Mm-hmm.
But, obviously just mass graves. Unbelievable.
My God.
That's terrible.
Moth calling Orson. Come in, Orson.
Now, here's the Fox Morning Show.
With Nerd News.
Nanu.
On 107.9, The Fox.
Well, we haven't done this in a while. It's time for some nerd news, Dave.
Hey, nerd news.
Some of the big science stories, starting with researchers in Finland who created the most water-resistant material ever. They think it could eventually lead to self-cleaning surfaces.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So your surface just cleans itself. Weird.
I don't know. Where's it go?
I don't know.
Floor?
They found out that the moon might be older than what we thought. A new analysis of moon rocks, which were brought back in 1972, are at least 4.46 billion years old. That's 40 million years older than what we used to think it was.
Wow.
I just want to know why it took them all these years to finally get around to testing the rocks.
Yeah.
We've had them here since 1972.
We've had those for, 50 years?
Yeah.
What? Or are they just releasing that info now because they feel we can handle it?
Because were we really on the moon back in 1972?
Yeah, man. Yeah. What took so long?
And then finally, the idea that prehistoric men were hunters and women were gatherers might totally be wrong. A study at the University of Delaware found that women hunted too.
I would imagine they did just as much as the men, the ones that wanted to. The sportos and such.
Yeah, right. Especially if they were married to a lazy caveman.
Yeah. Thog isn't going to go out there and get the meal. Guess I'm going to have to do it.
He's laying there on his rock couch.
Yeah, staring at the fire, wishing for TV.
Makes sense to me. I mean,
terrible.
It adds up. Or was this women that did this research? I don't know.
I don't know. But I'm sure that men wrote the history books, so they're just setting things straight.
Yep.
This is the Fox Morning Show.
Now, here's what's trending on 107.9 The Fox.
I came across this video that's gone viral where there's a mom asking her adorable little boy what he named his pet moth. Yes?
Aww.
The kid has a pet moth.
Mills, what have you named your pet moth? What have you named your pet moth? Go on. Matthew. Oh, Mills. You're great.
Matthew.
Matthew.
That's awesome.
Yeah, right?
Way better than Mothman or Mothra.
Yeah. Do you find it odd that the kid has a pet moth?
Man, there's worse things, right? Seen kids with pet spiders. Gross.
Yeah, well, there is, yeah. I once had a pet housefly. I think I told you once about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I built my pet housefly, which, by the way, I named Buzz.
Didn't you do a Lego house?
I did.
Yeah.
I built him a Lego house.
Yeah. More like a Lego prison, really, but...
I noticed after just a few days, he wasn't looking all that hot.
Buzz, what's up?
Yeah. I give me not buzzing around. What's up?
Oh, you need food.
Oh.
Whatever. I'm closing the door now.
I thought it was only appropriate. He's a housefly. I built him his own house.
100%. I think it's great.
Here's today's headlines with the Fox Morning Show.
On 107.9, The Fox.
Good morning, everyone.
You like spicy food?
I hate Mexican food.
Oh, well, in that case.
Today is Nacho Day.
To get a National Nacho Day, who knew there was such a thing?
Sure like nachos. Problem is they're nacho. Let's make nachos.
Nacho, man.
Happy National Nachos Day.
It's showtime.
I love it.
I love nachos.
I can have nachos all the time.
Gas station nachos are a quick, popular treat at our house.
You know, in fact, Wendy over the weekend bought some queso over there from Costco in a big tub.
Ooh.
We should have that tonight for dinner.
You should have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, just have that.
Yeah.
A couple of spoons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, with some chips, so, you know.
Like my niece, Carrie Con Queso. That's why she named her. That's why we named her that. She was at a big business meeting.
Yeah.
And the table, they had ordered a big bowl of queso for the table to share with the chips. She thought it was the soup that she ordered. So here she drags this bowl of queso right in front of her, starts eating it with her spoon.
Nice.
The whole crowd just stopped. She's like, what? So from then on, she's been known as Carrie Con Queso.
Love it. Might have to do that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, well, welcome to it. Here it is, another Monday, but it's Nacho Day, so that makes it better.
Yeah.
Fox forecast not too shabby, too, with a high in the 40s. And then tonight, 20s. Tomorrow, back to the 40s with a slight chance of rain and maybe 50 by Wednesday. It's all there for you. All the details at 1079thefox.com. We've got 39 right now at 7:04.
Welcome to it. And here it is, the 6th day of November. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. Happy Monday. Heads up as Tyson Foods is recalling about 30,000 pounds of chicken nuggets. Boy, that's a hairy, what's his name? 30,000 pounds of banana song.
What? Huh?
You ever heard that from the 70s? All I can think of is Harry Nielsen. I know it's not Harry Nielsen.
I don't know if I know this one.
God. I'll move on. Saturday, the company said it was voluntarily pulling the nuggets after some people reported as finding bits of metal, shards of metal in there. So the recall specifically is for the 29-ounce plastic bag packages containing frozen but fully cooked breaded dinosaurs.
Okay.
The package includes a best use date by September 4th, 2024. A Grand Forks man's been charged with animal neglect. Gary Edward Larson charged on Friday. He was charged with possession with intent to manufacture and deliver methamphetamine, a second offense of unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, and animal neglect. The animal neglect charge was a misdemeanor involving 13 dogs and cats, and the other charges were considered felonies. Matthew Perry was laid to rest Friday in L.A. The 5 other friends were there. Meanwhile, the charity Matthew had planned to start in order to help people struggling with addiction also launched on Friday. Heads up driving out there. Research shows there's a 6% increase in car crashes after daylight savings time ends.
Oh.
It also linked to an increase in heart attacks and strokes.
Oh.
And less sunlight means more seasonal affective disorder.
Okay.
Margie's mom used to have one of those lights.
Okay.
That, it was the true daylight, the spectrum of, like you would get from the sun.
Like a heating lamp?
No, it was just a light that had the full spectrum of, so you if you did have that SAD or seasonal affective disorder, this helped with that during the winter months. I think she paid like $120 for it. We picked one up at the boys' ranch for $10.
But you use it as a heating lamp, don't you?
But it doesn't get hot. It's, yeah, it's just a lamp.
Keeps the, steak fries warm.
Keep it in the kitchen. Experts say coffee is the most effective when you drink it between 9:30 and 11:30 a.m.
Oh.
While pumpkin spice lattes are most effective while you're wearing yoga pants.
Believe it.
I do too.
Yeah.
And a new study says regular exercise helps people avoid the need for antidepressants.
Oh.
Unfortunately, regular exercise triple your chances of having somebody say, "It's all on you, bro."
I've heard that a couple times.
It's all on you, bro. How bad you want it, man?
I've never heard that side of you before. I like it.
It's my pick things up and put them back down side.
I'm gonna bring you with next time I go to the gym.
Yeah.
You'll be my motivational coach.
Pain is weakness leaving the body. It's all on you, bro.
Yeah, I can see that helping me.
Yeah. Yes, the sweating obese man yelling at people. That's on it. There's your news for now.
Oh, headlines brought to you by Western State Bank. Western State Bank is your hometown bank in Fargo and West Fargo. Hey, still to come this morning, your first keyword of the week to earn an extra paycheck for $500 at 8:15. And the voice of the Bison, Sam Niederman, and his take on that loss back there on Saturday. Again, I got two words. Now what? Now what? We'll discuss that and more in sports coming up next, too.
Time now for sports on 107.9 The Fox.
3rd and 4. Time. Catch! Brandon Powell! Touchdown Vikings! And they have the lead!
Can you believe that?
No, I still can't. I'm still pinching myself.
I'm like, how did we win that game? Oh, my God. This guy didn't even know his name. Our quarterback, Josh Dobbs, who was just there for a few days, replaced our rookie quarterback who had been practicing all week. He knew everything. He looked good on the one drive that he had.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he goes down with a concussion. In comes this guy. Some, again, don't know his name.
To be fair, there's people that have been here a year. I still don't know their names.
And he didn't know most of his teammates' names.
Yeah.
Much less the play.
That's what I'm talking about.
And he drives us for 75 yards with just a little over 2 minutes and some change to the winning touchdown.
Start calling the kid Houdini because he's an escape artist, too. I can't believe the trouble he got out of. He broke at least two of the tackles. I mean, it was amazing. I'm not used to that.
No. That stuff doesn't happen to us.
That's not luck. That's skill.
My God.
A lot of luck happened yesterday. A lot of my buddies are Vikings fans are like, oh, that was a luck. I'm like, there was some skill in there, too, man. We're not used to it.
But like I said, it was everything.
Wow.
It was skill. It was luck.
Yeah.
There was frustration.
Yeah.
There was...
We're not used to it. Yeah.
There was everything. I mean, and those that have been knocking, our GM's job and our coach's job. I mean, how about Kwesi O'Connell getting it done by bringing this kid in to be the backup just in case?
Talk about...
Right?
Yeah, forward thinking. Thank God.
And how
Look
about...
what happened. The scenario that probably would never happen did.
Right? Exactly.
Losing Cousins, going to our backup, and losing our backup after a couple of plays.
And we can't overlook what our defense did to keep us in that game.
I agree.
And then this kid, Jordan Addison, our rookie wide receiver, who made probably the best catch of the season on that winning drive.
Can't believe he kept his feet in there.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me? I didn't think he had it.
Do you realize we've gone 4-0 with JJ out? Our best player's been gone, and we've won all of them.
We're saving him for the postseason.
And he might be coming back.
Yeah, sooner than later.
And what are we going to do at QB? Is Jaron Hall, our rookie, going to be put back in if he does pass the concussion test? Or do you stay with this kid? What's his name again?
Oh, yeah. God.
Some were calling him Hobbs because they were confusing our rookie quarterback's name, Hall, with Dobbs and calling him Hobbs.
Need to get a Calvin in there. Stat.
Just combine the two because we didn't really know either one. Oh, and and it wasn't all good either because we lost KJ Osborne to a concussion in the game. That was a scary moment when he had to be carted off. He says he's okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And I'm glad he got up on his own juice and sat on it and not laid down on it.
But then our running back quietly limped off the field, and we found out afterwards he too now is torn his Achilles. He's probably done for the season.
Oh, man.
Nonetheless, they're 5-4 on the season, right there in the thick of it all. Who would have thought? They got the Saints coming to town this coming Sunday. The Saints were winners yesterday, beating the Bears 24-17. It all started yesterday morning with a game in Germany. The Chiefs defeated the Dolphins 21-14. Hey, the Packers pounded the Rams yesterday 20-3, kind of a surprise. The Colts crushed Adam Thielen and the Panthers 27-13. The Eagles edged out the Cowboys. Too bad because the Cowboys looked like the better team, but they just came up short, just a few inches short a couple of times, really. And last night on Sunday Night Football, the Bengals beat the Bills 24-18. It all wraps up Week 9 tonight on Monday Night Football with the Jets and the Chargers. Not the Jags, the Jets. We will talk more when Sam comes in about his 3 quick picks from the NFL, and, of course, about our Bison back there on Saturday that lost the Dakota Marker game again. That's the 4th Dakota Marker game loss in a row. The 5th straight loss to the Jackrabbits.
Wow.
33-16 if you missed it. Turnovers were a big issue. We'll discuss all of it, though. But the good news is our man on the streets, Ian, texted us and said, mission accomplished. So he's got a live jackrabbit. He got the jackrabbit.
I'm withholding celebration until I find out where he found it.
Yeah, right.
This thing got rabies.
Hey, and speaking of the Bison, our Bison men's basketball team tip off tonight their season. They'll be over there in Kalamazoo, Michigan to take on Western Michigan, and we will have all the coverage for you beginning at 5 right here with tip-off at 6 on your Bison Nation station. You can listen not only on your radio, but on your phone, on your smart speaker, or online at 1079thefox.com. All right, that Fox forecast today is where we will see some clouds in 41 tonight. Still cloudy in 20s, and tomorrow maybe some rain. Still in the 40s, but by Wednesday maybe 50. It's all there for you again at 1079thefox.com. We've got 39 now at 7:16.
And we got what you missed this past weekend. It's our weekend roundup. Yeah! Stick around, y'all. It's coming up next.
Now here's the Fox Morning Show
with a weekend roundup. Giddy up, y'all. Kriya!
On 107.9, The Fox.
All right, Davey, how was the weekend for you?
Well, I'd like to start with you, birthday boy. Did you have a nice birthday weekend? Of course, that's how we do it at our house. And being that Marge's birthday is on the 3rd of November, she gets the whole month.
Oh.
You see. So I was wondering if, being you're on the 2nd of November, does your family celebrate the whole month?
I'm going to bring that up. I like that idea.
Well, I brought it up because I'm born June 1st.
You get a couple more days of March.
Well, splitting hairs, but
yeah.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did have a good weekend. Other than, we got together with a bunch of friends for the Bison game and watched that on Saturday. Yeah. But we still had fun.
Yeah, good.
And at the end of the day, it was all good. And then yesterday, that Vikings game, I don't even know. So much to unpack there.
It was, you ran the full clock of emotions on that.
Absolutely.
Anger, acceptance,
I know.
Joy,
denial,
yep.
Confusion.
Absolutely.
It was all there, all in one. It was a big old emotional burrito.
It was.
So you got to celebrate with the wife all weekend then?
Margie's birthday was Friday, so yep, we celebrated all weekend long, of course, all week too, by the way.
Yeah.
So,
sounds like the rest of the month.
Right. So my work's cut out for me the rest of the month. So we had dinner with the kids and grandkids on Friday at Olive Garden. Boy, was that place hopping.
Oh yeah.
They're in no danger of closing, so that's good. I think they're probably hiring wait staff, by the way. So we did that, and you've kind of reached a certain level in the haunt community when the owner of Spirit Halloween texts you and says, hey, I got some stuff I'm throwing away. You want it? And it's just not props or anything, but just displays.
Okay.
And it's mostly cardboard, but I can work with it, because I've got it mostly in. So that was Saturday morning. Unloaded that. And then I did a practice turkey over the weekend. Turkey and all the trimmings.
Sandwiches today?
Yep. Turkey tetrazzini tomorrow. Turkey soup on Wednesday. Yeah, and it's close. It's far enough away that I'll be ready for turkey again in 3 weeks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You're listening to the Fox Morning Show.
Coming up next, Dave's Deep Thought.
107.9 The Fox. And now it's time for Dave's Deep Thought with your radio pal, Dave Jacobs.
On 107.9 The Fox.
Peeve would be a great name for a pet.
Dave's Deep Thought.
107.9 The Fox.
Good morning, everyone.
You like spicy food?
I hate Mexican food.
Oh, well, in that case.
Today is Nacho Day.
You got a National Nacho Day. Who knew there was such a thing?
Sure like nachos. Problem is they're nacho.
Let's make nachos.
Nacho Man. Happy National Nachos Day.
It's showtime.
Well, I love spicy food, so I'm all in on Nacho Day.
Yeah. Nachos are perfect because you can use up everything in the fridge.
That's right.
For the most part. I mean, you don't put mashed potatoes on there. That's gross or something.
Well, it depends.
But, to give them the time of day or evening,
or your mood.
2 o'clock in the morning, yeah. That sounds phenomenal.
Why have I never done this before?
Right.
Real quick, speaking of spicy food, you know what I had for the first time over the weekend? I was over there at Sweet Shots. That's where we watched the Bison football game. And I had a Nashville chicken slider from them. Oh.
That's hot. It's spicy. It can be. Yeah, if it's done right.
I mean, what is in Nashville seasoning that makes it so hot? Because it's a lingering hot,
it's
too.
It's a hotter hot. It's an oily hot, too. It's a greasy kind of hot.
Yeah.
But, it's Nashville. What do you expect?
Well, this is pretty hot, too. Our Fox forecast for this time of year, at least. 40s today and tomorrow, and maybe 50 by Wednesday. Might see some rain again tomorrow. Otherwise, check it out for yourself. The full Fox forecast on 1079thefox.com. We've got 37 at 8:04.
And good morning. Welcome to your Monday, the 6th day of November. Here's what's shaking in our corner of the globe. Tyson Foods is recalling about 30,000 pounds of chicken nuggets. Saturday, the company said it's voluntarily pulling the nuggets after some people reported finding shards and bits of metal in the nuggets. Yeah, specifically, the recall is for the 29-ounce plastic bag packages containing frozen but fully cooked breaded dinosaur shapes.
How do you tell? You just throw magnets at the bag, and if they stick, then you know? I
don't know. Maybe you rub it real quick and see if it sticks to the fridge. Package includes a best use date of September 4th, 2024. I had no idea they lasted that long in the freezer. They don't when my grandkids are over.
Right.
A Grand Forks man has been charged with animal neglect and other charges. Gary Edward Larson, charged on Friday. Charged with possession with intent to manufacture and deliver methamphetamine, a second offense of unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, and animal neglect. The animal neglect was a misdemeanor involving 13 dogs and cats, and the other charges are considered felonies. Matthew Perry was laid to rest Friday in L.A. The 5 other friends were there. Meanwhile, the charity Matthew had planned to start in order to help people struggling with addiction launched on Friday.
Okay.
That's kind of bittersweet.
Yeah.
Hey, heads up. Be careful driving. Research shows there's a 6% increase in car crashes after daylight savings time ends.
Wow.
It's also linked to an increase in heart attacks and strokes. I wonder if it's stress.
Probably.
Well,
it throws your whole sleep pattern out of whack.
It does, and that's what I mean. Just stress you're not aware of.
Yeah.
And less sunlight means more seasonal affective disorder.
Sure.
Canadian dude grew an 8-foot zucchini.
Oh.
And just like that, Tommy Lee's got a new profile pic.
He's got competition.
Crypto creep Sam Bankman-Fried is facing 110 years in prison for stealing crypto clients' money.
Oh.
And another 5 years for Colin Kaepernick stealing his afro. Throw the book at this clown.
I like some of my crypto money back, please.
Yeah, I bet you would, too.
I last checked, I'm down to $23. That's what I've got left.
Let it ride, man.
Well, yeah, at this point.
No, I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah,
Buy some.
Maybe I should take it and go get some nachos.
On nacho day. Yeah. Then you'll be happy.
Right?
And there's your news for now.
Okay. Again, still to come, your first keyword of the week to earn an extra paycheck for $500 here shortly. And the voice of the Bison, Sam Niederman. Now what for our Bison football team, huh? Now what? We'll talk about that and more. Sports next.
Time now for sports on 107.9 The Fox.
3rd and 4. Time. Catch! Brandon Powell, touchdown Vikings, and they have the lead.
How did that happen, Dave?
I just went to the bathroom.
How did that happen?
That happened a lot yesterday.
Oh, my God.
How did that happen?
Right? Oh.
A quarterback that scrambles and escapes?
Oh, my God.
Houdini, this escape artist.
And it wasn't all pretty. I mean, remember the first 2 drives for this backup quarterback that was thrown in after just arriving in Minneapolis a few days prior started with a fumble. Now, to take that back, it started with a safety that he went down in, which you should have probably known better. You got to get out of the end zone, kid, right?
Absolutely. That's the first thing I said is, how smart is this frickin' guy?
Yeah, he's supposed to be a rocket scientist.
And you don't know to run that way?
And then the following drive ended with a fumble. So a safety and a fumble.
Recovered and run in, yeah.
And so it just, again, was a day full of all kinds of emotions. Oof. I don't know how many times I threw stuff, and then I was smiling, and then I was giggling, and then I was confused. It's a roller coaster of emotions.
It didn't end like it was supposed to. We were supposed to lose.
Exactly. And didn't you have that thought in the back of your mind that,
100%.
Oh, my God, if Kirk Cousins was here, we'd be just throttling this team?
Yep. The script doesn't demand that.
I mean, this kid, Josh Dobbs, didn't even know most of his teammates' names, much less the plays. It was our own coach who was in his helmet through the mic system telling him, especially in the final 2-minute drive.
Look out, there's a guy behind you.
He was talking to him the entire time, he said. Telling him, here's the play, here's what to look for. Here's how this is going to shake out.
Wow. But to be able to, I mean, you got to be smart to be able to process that at the same time in real time.
Exactly.
You know, keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah. So 31-28, the final. The Vikings win. Not without, though, the cost of also losing our wideout, KJ Osborne. That was an unbelievable scene. He had to be carted off. He left with a concussion, not to mention our rookie quarterback who only had 2 possessions and left because of a concussion. And then, quietly limping off, Cam Akers, our running back, who we found out afterwards left because of an Achilles tear. So he's
another one.
So he's more than likely done for the season. It's just this team's taking blow after blow after blow, but somehow, some way, they're finding ways to win. That's 4 wins in a row, 5 of their last 6. They're 5-4 on the season, right there in the thick of it. If the playoffs started today, they're in
7th seed right now.
They got the Saints coming to town this coming Sunday. The Saints beat the Bears yesterday, 24-17. Meanwhile, it all started yesterday in Germany, where the Chiefs defeated the Dolphins 21-14. The Packers pounded the Rams 20-3. The Colts crushed Adam Thielen and the Panthers 27-13. The Eagles edged out the Cowboys in what was a really good game. And I thought the Cowboys looked like the better team, but they couldn't pull it out. They came up inches short. 28-23 the final there. And last night on Sunday Night Football, the Bengals beat the Bills 24-18. Kind of wondering what happened to the Bills all of a sudden. It all wraps up tonight, Week 9 on Monday Night Football, the Jets and the Chargers. And we'll have more on that NFL action with Sam's 3 quick picks, along with a visit from him on our Bison football team during the Bison Blitz after that 33-16 loss back there on Saturday. Once again, the Jackrabbits keep the Dakota marker. But mission accomplished by our man on the streets, Ian. He says he's got the live Jackrabbit. We'll check in with him later this week.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that.
And speaking of our Bison, we have Bison men's basketball tipping off tonight. We'll be talking to Sam about that, too. That's your Fox Sports. Fox forecast today with a high of 41. Tonight, low in the 20s. Tomorrow, back to the lower 40s. And then Wednesday, pushing 50. It's 37 now at 8:13.
Hey, and we got easy money coming up again on Friday. So that first keyword for the easiest job in the world coming up in mere minutes. Stick around.
The Bison Blitz is on. Sam Niederman,
I'm ready.
the voice of the Bison.
Horns up. Go Bison, baby.
Joins the Fox Morning Show to talk Bison football. Presented by Pendleton Whiskey at 107.9 The Fox.
Morning, guys.
Sam Niederman, voice of the Bison, 1660, you bet.
How we doing, gentlemen?
Well,
It's Monday.
Monday.
A lot of confusion in the air.
A lot of uncertainties. And we'll start with the Bison, of course. Back there on Saturday, losing again to the Jacks. We lose the Dakota Marker for a fourth straight time. 5 straight losses altogether against those bunnies.
That's tough.
And the good news is if you haven't heard, Sam, our guy, our man on the streets, Ian, texted us and said, mission accomplished. It sounds as if he got their jackrabbit, if that matters.
Or a jackrabbit.
Or a jackrabbit.
Yeah, I don't know if he just picked one up over it.
You know, I'm going to start with this. Obviously, you can't go into a place like Brookings against the top team and turn the ball over as many times as we did and expect to win, right?
Yeah.
You summed it up. Yeah, that was it right there, Moose. I mean, just tough breaks for the Bison on the turnovers. And that was something that we talked about coming into the game. NDSU was -7 in the turnover battle in their last 4 losses against South Dakota State. And they hadn't created a turnover of their own. Well, now they're -10 in this 5-game losing streak as it gets extended on Saturday. They turned it over 3 times. They failed to create a turnover. And that was the difference in the game. I mean, the Bison were in this game early on. They came out through the first punch. Yeah, first quarter was really good, I thought. First drive was...
We did a good job in the trenches.
They did up front at the first quarter. I thought the defensive line played with their hair on fire. You saw an extra gear that they dipped into for the first half of the game. I thought Eli Mostart really played hard. You could tell played with a chip on his shoulder. Twin brother Will goes down the week before with an Achilles done for the year. So you could tell that Eli was digging deep and giving it his best out there, which is great to see. But unfortunately, just as the game wore on, South Dakota State was able to control the trenches, and the turnovers were the big key. That's where the game changed, and you can't make that many mistakes against a quality team like SDSU.
So my question that I've had all morning, couldn't wait to talk to you. It's a simple and easy question. Now what? Now what? What do we got to do to make the postseason?
Moose, that's the question. That's the question right now. So you got 2 games remaining in the regular season. You have to win out, in my opinion. You have to win out if you want to sleep good at night and make the postseason. You win both games. It's simple. You're in the postseason, and let's have at it, right? Let the chips fall where they may. If you split these 2 games, you win one, you lose one, then you're sweating, because you'll be at 7-4, and come Selection Sunday, when the NCAA Playoff Committee puts together the bracket of 24 teams, and those 11 precious at-large bids are on the table. If you lose one of these 2 games, if you're the Bison, you're going to be waiting in line behind another team that will have the head-to-head over you. And the analogy I've been using is it's like going to your favorite restaurant when it's busy on a Friday or Saturday night, and you're on the wait list to get a table. If you lose another game, there are teams that are already ahead of the Bison in line with the head-to-head if they finish with a similar or same record. USD has the head-to-head. UND has the head-to-head. Right. So they cannot afford to lose another game and have Northern Iowa or Southern Illinois, which are also fighting for their playoff lives and will have a very similar, if not the same record as the Bison by the end. They cannot afford to lose these games. So I just say simple. Get it done in both games, win both games, and you're in. If you split, I still think there's a pretty good chance that the Bison make it in. It'll kind of depend on, if they lose that last game of the season in Northern Iowa, there might be some recency bias that factors in. That might not end well. But you win both games, you make it simple, you don't have to worry about it. You split, you're sweating a little bit. I think they still have a good chance. You lose both games, I think it's a guarantee that NDSU does not make the playoff field, because no team's ever made it at 6-5.
Sure. And that final home game, of course, this Saturday against Southern Illinois, and we'll talk about that matchup later this week. Let's come back with Sam's 3 quick picks in the NFL.
Now, here's the Fox Morning Show
with Sam's 3 quick picks.
On 107.9, The Fox.
Let's get into Sam Niederman's 3 quick picks in the NFL.
Yeah, man. Baby needs new shoes. I need some good tips.
Dude, another winning week for Sammy. He goes 2-1 with an overall record now of 17-10, dude. We'll start with that bonus pick. You picked the Eagles over the Cowboys. Ooh, it came down to inches, man. Inches. More than once for the Cowboys. But the Eagles edged them out to give you the W.
Yeah, didn't it work out? What a wacky game, right? You mentioned it, Moose. I mean, game of inches. Prescott steps out of bounds, going in on a 2-point conversion try, and then they had the guy just stop short of the goal line as well. I mean, game-changing plays. Cowboys had them in that game. They just failed to take the opportunities that were there.
Yeah, I thought the Cowboys looked like the better team.
I thought so, too. I think they deserved to win the game. They just came up short on a couple of instances where they couldn't afford it.
Yep. And then how about your Colts, huh? Over Adam Thielen and the Panthers more than covered their 2.5-point spread. They crushed them, and that was your lock pick on the weekend. You were absolutely correct on that one.
Yeah, I just had a feeling that Carolina is just really bad. It still has some issues to sort out, even though they beat Houston the week before. Yeah, a lot of Viking fans, obviously, with Thielen in the second phase of his career here with Carolina. We had 2 pick sixes in the game, the Colts, which is how we scored the majority of our 27 points. Kenny Moore had 2 pick sixes, which was a historic day, record-setting day in Colts franchise history. And it was good to, in the Frank Reich Bowl, as we like to call it, former Colts head coach got let go last year, now landed at Carolina. So got a little revenge on Frank, even though I thought I wish it would have ended a little better for him in Indy and wish him the best. But, it was a good win for the Colts. So glad to win 2-3.
Yeah, on the upset pick. You missed out on your upset pick. That's 2 weeks in a row where the Chiefs have burned you. The Dolphins made a game of it, but it looked like it was going to be a blowout.
Yeah, we're traveling right now for NDSU men's basketball, which opens up their season tonight at Western Michigan. And we were on the plane right at halftime of that game because, it started at the crack of dawn with it being over in Germany. And we get off the plane, and I had left the Dolphins for dead just because I think it was 14-0 Kansas City at half. But next thing you know, you wake up, and they made the game, and they had a chance to win the game. But, yeah, I think I'm going to stay away from Chiefs picks the rest of the year. Any game involving the Chiefs, I think I'm just going to stay away because they've got me the last 2 weeks.
Well, you're making it rain in here, and we're liking it. We're making money, Sam. That's, again, another winning week. Again, 2-1 on the weekend. Very impressive.
All right.
And you mentioned it. You are in Western Michigan for some Bison men's basketball. That tips off tonight, and we'll talk more about that coming up.
We're back with our man Sam Niederman, voice of the Bison 1660. We're going to talk some Bison men's basketball. Sammy, are you in Kalamazoo?
We are in Kalamazoo, yes. I am looking outside of my hotel window right now at the bustling metropolis of Kalamazoo, Michigan on a Monday morning.
Bob Seger wrote a song about that place.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, no, it's a small, like a little smaller version of. I haven't spent much time here. I did a football game here last year. This is my second time in as many years here in Kalamazoo, but it's like a smaller downtown of Fargo. Similar style, but also just probably about a half size, maybe even a third of the size. I'm not sure exactly what the population is here, but, this little Michigan corridor of like Lansing, Kalamazoo, Grand Rapids, some pretty decent-sized cities here in this part of the state. So, yeah, Bison basketball tonight. Moose, I cannot wait. I think this Bison basketball team is going to be awesome this year.
Yeah, tell us about it because, no Grant Nelson. So who on the roster fills those shoes?
Yeah, you know what? That is the big question that we're going to find out a little more about tonight, Moose. I mean, Grant Nelson, star player who has a chance to play in the NBA from Devil's Lake, was the key to the team last year, has a great season, and then uses his final year of college eligibility and is a grad transfer now at the University of Alabama. So Grant has taken the next step in his journey, and then you look at the rest of this NDSU team, everybody else is back. So you do lose a star player and a one-of-a-kind player in Grant, no doubt, but you've got the 16th most minutes returning in Division I. Bowden Skunberg is the only senior on this team. It is still a very, very young team. Last year, we called them the baby Bison, and I think this year they're like the toddler Bison at best. I mean, they're just like one step older. Still a ton of freshmen and sophomores on the team. That's the core of this roster. But to answer your question, Moose, Bowden Skunberg is going to be the lead dog for this team. He's a North Dakota native. He's from Jamestown, all-time leading scorer at Jamestown High School. Last year, he was tremendous. He had 15 points a game, number 2 on the team. And this year, he'll be their leading scorer in all likelihood. Just a dog of a player, right? Plays with an edge, plays with a swagger. I'm excited to see what he can do.
I'm looking forward to seeing Morgan down low, too, and see what he can do.
I agree. Yeah, Andrew Morgan, Big Morg, 6'10", out of Waseca, Minnesota. I mean, he's got a lot of hype coming into this year. His second team all-conference of the preseason picks. And I think they're going to center a lot of things around him. I think a lot of the offense is going to go through him. I think it's going to be a fun team. And one other name I'll give you guys ahead of tonight's opener, which is at 6 o'clock Central. Our pregame will be at 5:30. The guy you guys might want to keep an eye on and keep a tab under the radar, Noah Federson. He's 6'10". Woo. He did not play last year. He didn't play at all last year. He sat out and redshirted. He was in the starting lineup for the exhibition game and did really well. They are super excited about him taking the redshirt year, doing a lot of work behind the scenes, and he's going to be starting his first career collegiate game tonight in all likelihood, which is an incredible step. So I think he could be the next 6'10" star here for the Bison if he works to his potential like the coaching staff thinks he can.
Yeah, looking forward to it, man.
Sam Niederman, voice of the Bison. You bet, Sammy, man. Catch you next time,
Thanks,
pal.
Dave. Thanks, Moose. Go Bison, guys.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.